Right, my friends, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to really piss me off because it's early morning, mate. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, guys, and I'm sitting down here with you on the 3rd of July. It's 6:30 in the morning, the 3rd of July. For a lot of you guys watching this video, because I'm gonna shoot a couple of videos and I'm gonna edit them as fast as possible and get them up. So I'm actually in the future. I am talking to you from the future. But one thing that's not in the future is my big announcement. I'm going to make this announcement at the start of the next 4 videos which we're going to shoot this morning. And that announcement is that Major Key Physiques, New Zealand's premier bodybuilding and fitness brand, my brand, my business, my first ever business, my first ever online business, is back. This morning, as you see this video, at the exact time that I publish this video, the website is live. We've got a selection of men's and women's workout gear. We've got workout accessories that are unisex. I'm extremely proud of the brand. I'm so happy that I didn't let it all go when things were just getting way too much, probably about a year ago. You know, everything was just at me. I was still in Alice Springs. You know, being back in New Zealand was such a godsend. And you know what? The isolation that we went through was a godsend as well, because it gave me an opportunity to take stock, to realize what's important, and to put the time into things that needed it. Be that relationships, be that my YouTube channel, be that this business. And here we are, guys. Start of July, literally pretty much exactly 6 months after I made that first video saying I was going to close the business because I didn't have anywhere to run it from. I didn't have a tight enough niche for me to actually promote this brand and get behind it with passion. So I started to lose that passion for my own business that I put all this time and effort into. And I just couldn't let that happen, so I had to close it. I closed it, we moved the business back here to New Zealand, we're in Christchurch, and as of right now, the business is back up and running. So I know there's a fair few of you guys who have been wondering, have been waiting, and well, go for it. www.majorkeyphysiques.com. There are new shipping prices. I have juggled the website around a little bit. The prices are pretty much the same, but there are shipping fees now. Flat rate shipping fees, doesn't matter how much you order. There's one for New Zealand, one for Australia, one for the US, Canada and Mexico, and one for the rest of the world. So guys, that's all I'm going to say. In this video, let's have a look at the list. Oh, I've been fucking wanting to look at this list for many days. It's just, my time has been spent elsewhere, including playing rugby, guys. And if you didn't know, this video is titled Rugby Player Reacts, but I am actually a rugby player again. We had rugby training last night, and well, we're playing tomorrow. 1 o'clock, Hagley Park against high school old boys. So if you're in the vicinity, come and have a look. Anyways guys, the first player off the list, and this video series is continuing in the one we did previously, which is basically looking at my picks, my top picks from the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft. Basically, we've gone through most of the top picks that, you know, a lot of you would have known. I did choose the names that interest me the most, but also the names that I thought would interest you guys the most. And with that being said, there's 4 more names to get through. Jerry Jeudy, CD Lamb, DeAndre Swift, and number 42 pick, and the one that you guys probably can't believe that I haven't looked at yet, but it's because I knew it was going to come. And that's the thing. When you've got a YouTube channel, you know content, you know the content you're going to create, but you just can't do it too soon because you wear yourself out. So here we are. The final video of the day will be Rugby Player Reacts to Jonathan Taylor. So guys, the first one off the block is Jerry Jeudy. And with that being said, I think we're going to have a quick look at his Wikipedia. And then we're going to go straight into his college football highlights, because these videos have probably gone, yeah, nearly 5 minutes, and I appreciate you being here. So guys, sit back, relax, and let's have a look.
I swear I like your style. Put you in Chanel cause it's just perfect for your smile. Girl, I swear for you I'd run the world, I'd run the miles. The way you look at me, I think I'm going insane.
Jerry Jeudy. Redskins. No, he went to the Broncos. He got drafted to the Broncos, but he's running routes with Redskins Dwayne Haskins. All right, guys, let's go to his Wikipedia. Here he is. Now, I will say that in previous videos, I have actually confused Jerry Jeudy with CD Lamb. CD Lamb has really impressed me. Not so much Jerry Jeudy, probably because of the physical stature. You know, when I see a receiver and he's 6'4", I'm like, wow, you know, those 3 inches really do make a big difference. Especially, you know, I'm playing rugby right now, right? I'm 6'1". Okay, if I come up against a guy who's 6'1", they don't look intimidating. They look the same size as me. It's the classic thing, you know, you go through your life and if you are sort of on the taller side, if you ever have to look up to someone, it's like the weirdest thing. And it's really intimidating. So if you're standing across the way from a rugby player or a sportsman, doesn't matter what sport it is, if I'm at 6'1" and I see a guy that's 6'4", that is going to look that much more intimidating than the guy who's 6'1". It just is. It's just physics. I don't know what it is. It's the laws of physics. It might be just, you know, what I see. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to come up against a receiver who's 6'4" instead of 6'1", doesn't matter what their routes are, doesn't matter how fast they are, it's just the thought, it's what you see in front of you before they start moving, it's the mental game. Anyways, let's get into it. Jerry Jeudy, April 24th, 1999, nicknamed Jew, is an American football wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. Played college football for the University of Alabama, where he was awarded the Fred Biletnikoff Award as the nation's best wide receiver as a sophomore. In 2018, he was drafted by the Broncos in the first round of the 2020 draft. So he was the best wide receiver in 2018. Now, who won that in 2019? Jamar Chase. I wouldn't have known that. Jeudy attended Deerfield Beach High School in Deerfield Beach, Florida. As a high school senior in 2016, he had 76 receptions for 1,054 yards and 15 touchdowns. Now, if my math served me correctly, that's about 15 yards per reception. And 15 touchdowns. Jeudy was rated as a 5-star recruit, the 3rd highest rated wide receiver in the country, and 21st highest rated recruit overall. Now, for someone to come out of high school, not only as a 5-star recruit, but the 3rd highest rated wide receiver in the country. Now, he must have done some crazy things on the high school football field. Now, these guys who come through college with a massive name, they didn't always have that massive name back in high school. But to hear that this guy did, that's dangerous. Jeudy committed to the University of Alabama to play college football on July 28, 2016. He enrolled early and participated in spring practice for the 2017 season. He was named the MVP of Alabama's A-Day spring game after catching 5 passes for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. He caught his first career pass in Alabama's second game of the season against Fresno State. Believe it or not, I've got a Fresno State jumper back there. Jeudy amassed 14 receptions for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns during his true freshman season. 2 touchdowns in his freshman season. Okay, so how many games did he play? He played 14 games. He played 14 games, but he mustn't have played too many snaps. In fact, he only got 14 receptions in 14 games. No wonder he only got 2 touchdowns. But it all changed the next year, his sophomore year. During the spring before his sophomore season, Jeudy underwent surgery for a meniscus injury, which led him to miss part of spring practice. He fully recovered in time for fall camp, saying, "I feel great, actually. I forgot I was injured, to be honest. Or to be real." Jeudy was named 3rd team preseason All-SEC at SEC Media Days. Caught 6 touchdown passes in Alabama's first 3 games of the 2018 season, including a 136-yard 2-touchdown performance against Ole Miss. He had 135 yards and 2 touchdowns against Arkansas. Next week, set a career high with 147 yards and a touchdown against Missouri. He had 139 yards and a touchdown in Alabama's loss to Clemson in the national championship. And it was that year that he was awarded the Fred Biletnikoff Award as the nation's best wide receiver. His 14 receiving touchdowns led the conference and was tied for 3rd nationally. And his 1,315 receiving yards was 2nd in the conference behind Ole Miss's A.J. Brown. Okay. Junior year, unanimous preseason All-American, a favourite to repeat as the Biletnikoff Award winner. Numerous publications named him among the best returning players in the country, and he was listed on several Heisman Trophy watch lists. So he was the leading receiver in the first 2 games. He eclipsed 100 yards in only 2 more games during the regular season, in part due to the season-ending injury of his quarterback. Finished the season with 959 yards receiving and 9 touchdowns, and was again named first team All-SEC. No fumbles, clinical. And I still haven't seen him play yet. Well, I have actually, because I've seen Tua's highlights. I've seen a fair few passes from Tua to Jerry Jeudy. but certainly never anything directly on Jerry Jeudy. And with all that being said, let's have a look at his stats. Okay, so 3 years at Alabama, 14 games in 17, 15 games in 18, and 13 games in 19. 42 total games, total of 159 receptions, 2,742 receiving yards, at an average of 17.2 yards per reception. Now that's got to be up there, surely. 85 was his longest reception. I assume it went for a touchdown. We might even see that. 26 total touchdowns, 2 in his first year, 14 in his Biletnikoff Award year, and 10 in his final year, for a total of 26. Wowee. So, went to the draft. Clearly, I saw him at the draft. If you've seen my Rugby Player Reacts to the 2020 NFL Draft, Best of the Wide Receivers, you'll most likely have seen him. He's 6'1", he's 88 kilograms, or 193 pounds. He's got average arm and hand length and size. 4.45 seconds for the 40-yard dash. Now, that's not average. That's certainly above average. 4.53 for the 20-yard shuttle. 35 inches on the vertical jump, and 10 feet even on the broad jump. Alright, okay, 4.45, 35 and 10 feet. You make up your own mind, that's pretty elite. That's fairly elite. I feel like, coming through college, I feel like at the age of 21, he's only going to get bigger, faster and stronger. So that's exciting. It's extremely exciting. Now, we've got one thing here. Three things. All completely different, but just as interesting. While Jeudy was a senior in high school in 2016, his 7-year-old sister, Aaliyah, died. That's got to give you some motivation. There's no other way to see it. In Jeudy's senior year of high school, he earned straight A's in the same year. So he's smart. Jeudy is of Haitian descent, from Haiti. And with all that being said, guys, it's time to look at his highlights. So, let's see what comes up. Wowee. Well, I was expecting that. Okay, so we've got two highlight videos here. We've got Sick Edits HD and Just Bombs Production. So you know what, guys? You know what? We're going to go with Just Bombs Productions, because for the previous few videos we've gone for Sick Edits. So with that being said, let's go. God, it's dark in here, isn't it? It's horrible. Absolutely horrible, sorry. So that's 6'1". 6'1", 87 kgs. With some nice feet. Get there. It's nice speed to finish that.
His team to play very well today. Play with a lot of intensity. And McDonald going downtown here on the first play to Jeudy. And there he goes. Goodbye, Jerry Jeudy. 85-yard touchdown.
Oh, well, we read about that. What a throw. It's got to be on point. It has to be. He probably had about a foot's worth of room to work with there. Nice. That's the thing, man. It's go. Yes, boy. Finish that. Nice speed, man. Great speed to catch that on the burst, not slow down one bit. That's the thing. He's got. Well, he was the third-rated fucking wide receiver out of high school in the country. So he's just. He is simply living up to expectation, and thank God he is. Here we go. Bang! Oh, I saw that. That's a nice dead leg, mate. Let's see that again. Look at this.
Consecutive 21 yards plays for Jeudy.
I love it. It's nice to know that in a position like that, he will give a dead leg. He's quite prepared to, you know, he's done it before, he knows what a dead leg is. But at the end of the day, the first time I heard a dead leg, I called it a goose step. And it is a goose step. It's still a goose step to me, it always will be. In the game of rugby, you're not going to call it a dead leg, I'll tell you that much. Unless it's an American commentator who's switched, who's trying to mesh the two sports, he's trying to commentate on both, you know, football and rugby, he's grown up with football, he hears the terminologies and he's bringing them over to the game. And I actually enjoy that, you know, a lot of people that do watch rugby, that hear commentators from other countries, or, you know, they might call things different things, they get frustrated, they don't like it. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Rugby is a world game. It's a world game, and clearly it is, because we've got different calls for different things from different commentators from different countries, and this thing keeps on fucking unfocusing. Anyways, guys, let's go. No. No, mate. No. Stay there. What's the defender on about? You saw that happening. What could he have done? I don't think I've even paused this yet. I'm doing fucking well, aren't I? Not pausing. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Well, the throw literally was on a dime from 50 yards away. Beautiful. Let's have a look at the speed. Ooh, okay. I've seen something that's gonna... He does look big. But what I saw before was his action, his running action. Oh my god, this fucking thing.
Nick Minute.
God damn. Technology, eh? I wanted these videos to be perfect. I wanted to be looking as good as possible, because I knew a lot of people would be watching these ones, but it is what it is. Anyway, what I was going to say is that I saw in the previous clip, when he really opens up, he sort of had, I saw his running style, you know, because each of these guys, they're all running, you know, 4-4, 4-4-5, 4-5, but they've all got slightly different techniques, and I like looking at their techniques, and I especially like looking at their techniques when they're at full flight, you know, full speed, because whether it's still clinical, you know, whether they still do stay clinical, or whether their, you know, intuitions come first and they sort of just start flailing around everywhere, just trying to run as fast as possible. And I saw a little change of technique when he was really trying to speed away from the defender. A little change in technique, and the change in technique was his hands, his arms. His arms were going his arms were straightening out when he brought them back. You know, for each step, his arms weren't staying bent; they were straightening out, and it probably made him faster. Damn, bro. Look, let's have a look at that speed. Did that defender have any chance of catching him? I'm not sure. Well, the defender has... he's turned the wrong way for a start. Well, I don't know if that is the wrong way, because he still wants to have an eye on the quarterback. So he's turned to the left, he's turned to the inside of the field, and Jerry Jeudy at the same time has just boosted right past him. So, you know, not only has he got to turn the wrong way, and he's got to fucking try and mow him down. It just, nah. From 15 yards out, nah. But once again, needed to be a perfect throw, and it was. Shot, Jerry. That is not an easy fucking catch to make. You've got a defender all over you, man.
Jeudy, the pass is on the money. It's a touchdown.
It's on the money, all right. It's been on the money all year.
Down toss for Jones, and that was beautiful done from 40 yards away.
He does. 3rd and 11 all day. In zone. Touchdown.
Now this guy's gone to the Broncos.
One of the best ever at wide receiver for the Crimson Tide. Jerry
Shit, man. Wait up. Wait up, wait up, wait up.
Nick Minute.
Knew I still had that somewhere. Boom! Yeah, mate. Look. Oh, look at the crowd.
Motioning into the backfield as Jones throws it deep, and Jeudy called
That looked like it bounced. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go.
down around the 20-yard line. 58-yard pass play from Alabama into the Michigan red zone. And a good job by the offensive line holding up.
Just dropped right in his hands.
Mac Jones wore it. Hurts.
Love it.
Sets his feet, now starts.
But I tell you what I don't love is this camera. God, guys, I'm gonna fucking smash it. I'm gonna smash this camera soon. What are you doing? Right, there's no autofocus anymore, guys. I'm trusting.
Nick Minute.
Yeah, that's about as good as possible. Let's go.
Uses speed. Throws on the run. Touchdown, Jeudy.
The thing is, he's always got pressure, right? Oh wow. Oh wow, let's track that. Look at that. Hang on. Where is he? So where is he? Okay, so there he is. So it's pretty bunched up. They've got one to the left. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that one wide receiver to the left to keep that guy out there, but everything else is sort of bunched up. But in the end, the receiver is wanting to be way up here in the corner. So Jeudy's here, he's got a tight end here, he's got another wide receiver here. They're going to try and bamboozle this defense, and Jeudy is going to be behind them all, making the play. Bro, he got tracked hard by that defender, but just, bro, all I can say, look at that, bro. The defender's still on him, right? The defender couldn't be closer, to be fair. And there's one line and one line only that comes to mind when I see that, and that is that the game of football is also a game of inches.
Drops to throw. Scans the field, wanted to go short. Still with the ball, and now the delivery for the touchdown. Tonga by Lowe.
Oh shit. So that was an alarm telling me that the website goes live in 2 hours. So I've got my work cut out for me. Okay, shit.
Slides off, goes deep for Jeudy, on the money, touchdown, Alabama.
So who's the quarterback for the Broncos?
By 2.
The only guy that comes to mind is
To Jeudy for a 7
the
touchdown.
running back.
21.
Phil?
Clean pocket for Tua to the end zone. Touchdown.
Philip Lindsay.
Jerry Jeudy again.
Nick Chubb. Play action. Oh. Risky throw, right? I don't know. That's divine intervention, that is.
They may have rocked the quarterback. Hurts keeps it.
Oh, fuck! Let's have a look at the quarterback after that. That's Hurts. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't get smashed too hard.
Delivers a strike. Jerry Jeudy has his second touchdown of the game. Unbelievable throw. There's Jeudy. And he's
Finish it. Yes, boy.
Touchdown, Alabama.
Nice block by his inside man there. And that, my friends, is that. And we're going to call it a day because we've got 3 more players to do this morning before Major Key Physiques launches. And the next one off the list is CD Lamb. So with all that being said, this will be the final wide receiver of the group, and then we've got our final 2 running backs of the group, which are DeAndre Swift and Jonathan Taylor. So guys, if you are here, if you've watched the whole thing, or you've skipped through most of it and you're just here at the end, I do want to remind you that Major Key Physiques is back online. Major Key Physiques is my business. We are New Zealand owned and operated. We're New Zealand based now, extremely proud to be. I will always call this from this moment on New Zealand's premier bodybuilding and fitness brand. And I am so proud to be the owner of it. We can only get better from here. It's been a real learning curve. It's been a hell of a lot of work, but it's been so very rewarding as well. And so guys, with that being said, I'll see you in the next video to check out, for the very first time, CD Lamb. See you then.